Hello Marvel Rivals fans, this is Life and this is Life Lessons Competitive, where you will learn how to level up as a player and rank up as a result. In today's video, you will learn how to secure eliminations, defend well, position well, and much more. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a tournament match between Team Euphoria and Team Blue. For the sake of simplicity, however, I'm going to refer to both teams as Team Blue and Team Red. On Team Blue, we have a lineup of Magneto, Luna Snow, Namor, Storm, Adam Warlock, and Doctor Strange. Team Red has a lineup of Magneto, Doctor Strange, Adam Warlock, Mantis, Spider-Man, and Scarlet Witch. Now for the team-ups. Team Blue has a team-up between Luna Snow and Namor called Chilling Charisma. Team Red has two lineups, one between Magneto and Scarlet Witch called Metallic Chaos, and the other between Adam Warlock and Mantis called Guardian Revival. For information regarding what these team-ups do, you can check the description. For information on all team-ups in the game, you can check my video in the card above. So the first thing I want to do is look at the teams. The teams themselves are not bad necessarily, but I'd just like to give a little bit of information regarding some of the potential obstacles that they're going to have to go through. So we noticed that on Team Blue, Storm doesn't actually have a team-up ability right now. So there is some damage being left on the table. Perhaps we could have switched her out with Star Lord, who can team up with Adam Warlock. Not that we're trying to stifle creativity, but these are just some things to think about. As I said, these are challenges that need to be overcome. On Team Red, we have Spider-Man, but there's no Venom for the team-up. So there's some damage being left on the table there. On top of damage being left on the table, you're just not going to be able to go up against the enemy team with an effective dive. You're basically by yourself. And going up against a Namor and a Storm, who are historically not the easiest characters for Spider-Man to deal with, considering Namor has turrets, so those will actually keep Spider-Man a little bit honest. We'll see how this works out. The life lesson for today comes from John Wooden. You should never try to be better than someone else. You should always be learning from others. But you should never cease trying to be the best you could be, because that's what's under your control and the other isn't. We're going to start off with Team Euphoria coming up on the main road. One of the things I think is very interesting about their push, they're doing a relatively solid job on both teams actually, of not exposing themselves too much, trying to play around corners, which is a great decision. Now, something very interesting is going to happen in about the next 3, 2, so what just happened? What can we learn from it? As you can see, Light at the top of the screen on his way into the enemy team. One of the things that I would like to show off first, look at his health. Literally a second in and he's already below half health. How exactly does he end up getting finished off? Boom. There we go. Now, what could Light have done differently here to improve his chances of not getting taken out so quick? Right at the moment of Light's engage. So we see Light right here. In reality, what would have been a better decision is if he decided to go on this left side over here. So on the left side, Light is gonna have to come into contact with the Namor turret, which we talked about at the very beginning of the video, that was gonna be a bit of a challenge. But regardless, maybe you come in on this way, because as soon as Light comes on to the team, as you can see, he ends up taking an excessive amount of damage before he can really even do anything. Had he come onto this side, he would have at least had a little bit of cover versus just swinging in through the front door. You usually want to take an off angle or go through the back door when you're going in on these types of assassin style characters like your Black Panthers, your Psylocks, and your Spider-Man. Unfortunately, as a result of not taking that angle, boom, gets blown up, and then Delana gets hit on the Spark Chief, and they are backing up now. So Light is going to now give it a second try. What will Light do differently? Okay, so nice. You see Light right here. He decides, I'm going to take this left side angle, off angle in reality, so they can possibly, scope the area out a little bit more. That's exactly what he's doing, playing around cover so he's not so easy to get hurt. Great decision making. So in this next fight coming up, we're going to see a lot of ultimates get used, but there's also going to be a very interesting ultimate decision that happens that I wanted to pay close attention to. There we go. That was an amazing Eye of Agamotto on the side of TTK, but how exactly did that play come to fruition? Let's take a moment and rewind. So as you can see, the whale right there is coming over, and Namor's ultimate is historically known as a relatively easy ultimate to dodge. If you are paying attention, players at this level of play are going to be able to get out. They go and essentially are herded onto the left side of the screen, and Doctor Strange uses this opportunity to get an entire team-wide ultimate off. Now, one other thing that is very interesting, so if you know anything about Doctor Strange's ultimate, you know that it does not go through shields. However, Team Euphoria has 2 shields on their team, and both of them are alive. How was Doctor Strange able to pull off this amazing ultimate? Not just by the team being herded to the left side by the Namor whale, but if we go back a little bit, so as you can see right here, Doctor Strange on the side of Team Blue is being pushed by the Doctor Strange on Euphoria, as well. Right here you can see Magneto coming behind Doctor Strange on Team Euphoria. So both of them are pushing up relatively closely to the Doctor Strange. In this exact moment right here, we see they're both right on TTK, and he's able to go over the 2 of them to activate his ultimate and ends up getting the tanks for his troubles. And the rest of the team ends up cleaning that up. Now, if I'm going to be 100%, I think he only got one of the Vanguards, but it was more than enough and the rest of the team helped. So this fight we're about to see, the Storm just uses her ultimate. However, she did start it without having even half of her health and ends up getting taken out by Spark Chief pretty quickly. Then Light comes in and takes out the Adam Warlock. Now at this point in the fight, they are down by 2. Team Blue is down by 2, and then they take out Clone Man, but then Light takes out the other support. They do have Adam Warlock's ultimate on the side of both teams. Euphoria decides to use theirs, and essentially they have the numbers advantage, and they take this one. Harvey decided to hold on to his ultimate, actually. Maybe at that time, though, it was probably for the best, considering the way that the characters staggered and the positioning that they would have essentially had to just push in, and without any significant ults like a Luna ult, it just probably wasn't the best decision to make. All right, so now we are on the second point. You notice immediately that Spider-Man switched to Star Lord. This is a good decision to make because of the fact they will have the team up with both the Adam Warlock and the Mantis, basically being able to bring yourself back, as well as the fact that, once again, diving just is not the easiest thing to do by yourself as Spider-Man. When you don't have like a Venom or a Hulk to kind of help go in with you, it's just not the best. Now, Team E4 is being very aggressive right now. We'll see how this turns out. They're trying to, keep them back so they can push the cart relatively quickly. However, if I were to be honest, perhaps a little bit over aggressive, because they ended up basically making it to where they weren't able to protect themselves as well. You notice the positioning of the Adam Warlock. Much better positioning, in my opinion, than the Mantis had, because of the fact he's playing the cart, but he's also playing kind of on the corner. He's able to get to cover quickly if he needs to. He's not overexposing himself to too many angles. The only real angles that he has to worry about are the angles that are in front of him, either right here or right here. There is the angle that is on the top right of the map that he has to look at as well. He's playing near this wall right here. He can hide from that one as well if need be. Now, this is a huge res on the side of Team Blue. They are doing a great job of cleaning up Euphoria for this aggressive push, but let's be honest, Team Euphoria got the cart very far. One of the things you notice on the side of Team Euphoria is they have a lot of ultimates on the way. Let's see how they decide to combine those ultimates perhaps, or potentially even layer those ultimates. So as we're going into this next team fight, Euphoria is not looking too good in terms of health. They realistically should be backing up, but let's see how this team fight ends up going. We see the Star Lord right here. He's popping his ultimate. He's going in. Storm pops her ultimate as well. It looks like they're doing a solid job of, essentially hiding from the Star Lord. However, here we go. So that combination of ultimates was extremely impressive. Let's take a moment and see just how they were able to win this fight. I want to start off this fight with the Scarlet Witch ultimate. That ultimate did a lot more than I think people recognize. Realistically speaking, Scarlet Witch, her ultimate, very easy to get, to dodge. But what ends up happening right there is the Scarlet Witch uses her ultimate, doesn't really get any kills with it, but she does create space. She essentially pushes them back a little bit. Now we're going to see the Star Lord ult. Essentially what they do in this is they're layering their ultimates. They're doing one on top of the other on top of the other. It's not a combo, but it's a layering. After creating space with the Scarlet ultimate, the shields blocked that ultimate, for the team. However, as a result, their shields aren't that strong right now. Now, obviously, Magneto's shield doesn't really matter. It's just a cooldown. It doesn't damage in terms of shield health. It's just a cooldown. It can take an infinite amount of damage for however long the shield can be up, right? So we see Light now has the opportunity to use his ultimate, and he basically, similar to the Namor ult from the first half, it's almost like they're, you know, turning the tide, as it were, because that Namor, that ult that hurted Team Euphoria for the Doctor Strange to be able to essentially clean them up, Light's ultimate is kind of doing a similar thing. And now they're all in this little corner right here, all in this little cove. Doctor Strange is going to be able to basically walk in there and realistically expose the entire team. And as you can see this. Now, one of the things we noticed, right, unfortunately, on the side of Delena, the Storm ultimate is a very strong ultimate if used right. Now, 2 times not really gotten any value, sadly. One of the things that Storm did was Storm used her ultimate right here, essentially kind of like a survival button. When Storm activates her ultimate, she does not take any damage. She is invulnerable in that moment before she actually touches down. So she does that, and now Storm is down. She decided, let me hide from this Light ultimate. Now, the thing about it is, this ultimate could have been better used. Maybe perhaps going after Devin or going after Muhiki on the side of Team Euphoria, the strategists. But Storm decides, I'm going to play with the team. Like I said, perhaps, you know, going on the flank with that ultimate might have been the better decision. It is what it is at this point, and Team Euphoria are able to get an amazing play right here, and they basically just finish off the team. So one of the things I want to notice here is that on Team Blue, we see Delena switching to Scarlet Witch, which enables the team up with Magneto, Metallic Chaos. So the team that originally only had 1 team up now has 2. We see that SJP used his ultimate to try to slow down the push from Team Euphoria. They're being a little bit aggressive, and they get the Mantis ultimate off. However, as you can see, Clone Man goes down. TTK is able to get him, and it slows down this push, honestly. This was a great push back rather, from the side of Team Blue. Now, with all that happening, what can we learn from that, right? I think one of the things that we have to pay attention to is, let's look at the health bars. Let's look at the health bar of the Red Strange on Team Euphoria. So, as we can see, Mantis pops ultimate. However, where is Clone Man right now? Clone Man is right here, very far up. Mantis's ultimate doesn't even seem to have reached him just yet. Still, Mantis's ultimate has not reached him yet. Now, Mantis is right here. Mantis is on the way. You notice right here, this purple health bar. Clone Man is an anti-heal right now. I don't know if he was trying to be a little bit aggressive to make sure he could get that damage off, but by the time he pushes up this far, it's too late for him. In reality, he should have backed up a little bit, or at the very least, just used the E, the dark matter ability that if you hold on to it for too long, you put yourself in an anti-heal state. So Mantis' ultimate was not able to help him, and unfortunately, that messes up the push. Great job on the side of the Luna as well for stopping the aggression from the Mantis ult with her own counter ult. So this next fight is going to be the fight that decides the match. A lot of ultimates on both sides. We can see right now that the Star Lord goes in the air. He pops his ultimate. We can also see that the Scarlet Witch is actually using her ultimate as well. Likely so that we can divert a little bit of attention away from the Star Lord. You know, essentially pushing them back so they don't have as much space. And once again, kind of hurting the side of Team Blue in a position that they want them to be in so that they can take the best advantage of them. Basically, Scarlet Witch's ultimate is kind of acting in the role of a vanguard, where you're kind of just creating some space for the team. And Star Lord is getting so much value off of this ultimate. Namor throws the whale, doesn't really do too much. However, our good friend Warlock brings back the team with the ultimate. Will they be able to stabilize? That's the big question here. Euphoria still has a lot of ultimates, and the meteor from Spar Chief just absolutely obliterates Devin, is cleaning up as well. And as you can see, unfortunately, Team Blue does not stop them from being able to take all 3 points. Let's look at this fight. What could have gone different? So this is a great play on the side of Euphoria, using the Scarlet Witch ult to basically herd the team into this position where Star Lord gets a lot of value. However, the whale on the side of SJP could have been used a bit better. Even though the team of Euphoria is pushed up a lot, you have to be able to pay attention to the situation. Remember, just because the team is pushed up doesn't mean the actual objective is pushed up. As a result, that whale, which realistically speaking is not the easiest thing to get a lot of value off of, but perhaps that whale could have been used as a form of crowd control, a form of pressuring the enemy team when you had some follow-up. Maybe you use it when Scarlet Witch on your team is about to ult. Reason why, as we can see, it doesn't really get too much done, and then as a result, they get rezzed, and the cart hasn't even come across the corner yet. Same with the Scarlet Witch, she popped her ultimate, not really much value. This is a situation where comboing ultimates, similar to what we just saw in the last fight, or the beginning of this fight, would have been a little bit better than trying to layer ultimates. And so like I said, the cart hasn't even pushed over, but now that it is pushed, you all don't actually have any ultimates. It's very unfortunate. Luna was at 99%. This is just a difficult fight. And so yeah, this was a great showcase of talent from both teams. We will be doing a lot more videos like this in the future, going forward, analyzing both pro play as well as non-pro play. As we said in the beginning, we learned a lot about positioning, we learned a lot about securing eliminations, and we learned a lot about defending as well. Both teams put on an amazing showcase today. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I have a Discord as well. Feel free to join that. It will be in the description below. We can always use more Marvel Rivals fans in there. I stream on Twitch as well as YouTube, and I'll have a lot more Marvel Rivals content for you all coming in the near future. All right, until next time, over to you, Jeff.